The pandemic has laid bare the irreplaceable role that the internet plays in our daily lives. You've probably already sent a couple of emails today, replied to a few text messages, or maybe Googled that perfect dinner recipe. But our online habits are not as environmentally friendly as we might think. Digital pollution accounts for nearly 4% of all greenhouse gases. Even a simple Google search uses electricity, 0.3 watt-hours to be precise. That's the same as turning on a 60-watt light bulb for 18 seconds. Then there's sending images, social media posts, data storage, the list goes on. The video streaming actually accounts for the largest chunk of the world's internet traffic, a whopping 60%. It generates about 300 million tons of carbon dioxide a year. More than 1 billion hours of content are watched on YouTube every day. And in fact, in 2018, watching videos online globally produced carbon emissions equivalent to what Spain generates. Now, take your favorite show from a streaming service, for example. The carbon footprint of the half-hour program is the same as driving 1 kilometer in an average car. So what should and shouldn't we do to cut our digital carbon footprint? I asked Yvonne Zhang, Southeast Asia Sustainability Director at Deloitte, about which activities are more sustainable. So first off, phone calls or emails?
Definitely emails. Phone calls are great for personal communication. Emails with agenda can set the scene for a more efficient collaboration.
Face-to-face meeting or Zoom?
We're doing this by Zoom, so maybe hybrid and face-to-face meetings, if I may suggest, do walking meetings and also do activities. Zoom meetings are a necessity, as we shared. So if we can minimize Zoom meetings to 15 meetings instead of 1 hour and 15 or 3 hour, break it up. That would be fantastic.
How about when it comes to shopping? Hit the mall or go online?
Buy local. Buy local, support the local community, reduce the supply chain, reduce emission footprints, and discover something new that you haven't tried before on the online shopping malls, right?
And when it comes to music and movies, download or stream?
Ooh, that one is tough. A lot of the music and movies are just not available for streaming. And, sitting in a movie hall, having a somewhat out-of-body experience is amazing. So I will personally vote for in real life, not streaming. But sometimes, it's just so convenient to Netflix and chill.
How about e-reader or paper books?
This one is also controversial. Paper books can be recycled and also regifted, and it's sentimental. We leave notes, we treasure it. E-readers, not so easy, and the constant recharging and the fact that batteries and a lot of the screen input materials can't be recycled is a concern.
A file cabinet or the cloud?
Whoa, in Singapore, do we have space for file cabinets? The cloud is so much more ingrained into everything we do and also we use. So I think the cloud is the obvious choice. Cloud by necessity, file cabinet for the antique lovers.
Let's now look at the hardware, the electronic devices that support our digital lives. The world generated more than 53 million tons of e-waste in 2019. Smartphones, computers, TVs, for example. Now, Asia produced the lion's share at almost 25 million tons, followed by the Americas and Europe, both with half that amount. Not only that, Asia is also the world's largest unofficial dumping ground for electronic junk. This global waste pile is equivalent to the weight of around 350 cruise ships, and it's only getting larger each year. The demand for the latest products is outpacing our ability to recycle them. Globally, an average 20% of electronic waste is properly collected and recycled. Now, the remaining 80% is undocumented, much of which ends up being buried underground. So what can we do with our old gadgets, and what are the best ways to dispose of them?
If your gadget is still usable, think about giving it to someone that's in need. So many members of our community do not have access to the online community because of the lack of hardware affordable to them. Think about wiping it to factory reset, giving it to somebody that they can use, and rather than trashing it. Secondly, pull apart, take out the battery and take out different components, for example, plastic, packaging, paper, the wiring, and also other I suppose, easy to classify elements. Make the recycling job easier for those workers that are sitting in the recycling factories. And lastly, think about reusing for different purposes. Do you need 3 iPads, 2 phones, 3 MacBooks on top of your smart TV and your other smart speakers? If not, think about sharing that with your family, with your co-workers, or set up a mesh network so that less devices, more connectivity can be afforded.